All right, man. So we talk about our beautiful children a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of trials, tribulations, you know what I'm saying, bumps, hiccups, triumphs, defeats, whatever you want to call it. You know, with being a dad, especially, man. So the question is basically, how did you learn how to be a dad, sir?
How did I?
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase it just a little bit because
Okay.
I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
So how I would say, how am I learning to be a good dad? Because it changes hourly, minute, sometimes.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy. But I think to start, I mean, growing up, I mean, you know, our parents divorced when they divorced. So, you know, you glean what you got in that point, through visits and shit like that. Other father figures, other male role models, teachers and shit like that. You got to glean good characteristics from. You got to see, you know, just seeing what mom did, you know, seeing what characteristics work, what that looked like for me as a dad, you know, how would I implement that? And then honestly, a lot of seeing what I didn't want to be, you know, growing up, because we knew some assholes too. Knowing is like, I don't want to be like that motherfucker. It was key. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was like the big motivating factor. And I mean, and I'm the oldest of three, so you know, I've been making y'all clean y'all rooms and shit for decades. So you know, when there's a problem, I still get a phone call. So I mean, there's some of that energy, some of that pregame, if you will. Honestly, I mean, it might sound wrong, but having a dog, you know, that
No, you're absolutely right.
that helped a bit because we got Sango before Simone was born,
Mhm.
and just getting used to that responsibility and realizing that I had to make decisions for another life in addition to my own. I mean, yes, I was married, but you know, Kim's a fully functioning, intelligent adult, and she can handle shit on her own. So you know, if I decide to go out for the next 2 days or some shit, or take a quick trip, she gonna be fine. I can't do that shit with a dog or children or anything like that at the house without proper planning. So kind of learn from that. And then when I say I'm still learning, I mean listening to podcasts, the Daily Dad on Instagram. It's the Daily Stoics daily shit. Reading about stoicism, and he's got a coin that I'm actually going to buy. I saw it yesterday, and it says something to the point, I forgot the Latin, but it just says like something like every time is quality time or something like that. Because you know, you think about them times, and you've talked about it before, you come home, you're tired, you're like, shit, I want to just sit down. But I mean, like, you think about just times like, hell, me and Lamar today was racing cars across my leg, and he was having a ball. So you know, that kind of
Yeah.
shit don't take much to do, but those things are precious, man. So realizing that, and realizing that it's more than about just you. I think for me too is, like I said, just reading. When Kim was pregnant with Simone, I read "Dude, You're Gonna Be a Dad." I read a couple other books about fatherhood. Melanated Dads on Instagram and Father of Six on Instagram. We all follow each other, and they usually have some good shit on there too, man. Good. A Father of Six, another brother, goes live like every day, and he's dropping gems all the time. So you can learn from anywhere. It's just being willing to take those lessons, and realizing that, you know, just because you saw it growing up don't mean you have to repeat it, and doesn't mean, you know, you gotta be, I'm breaking generational chains and generational curses. I mean, there may be some of that true, but some of it's just like, yo, I want to do different shit. I want my kids to see different shit. Simone's and swim lessons. I mean, we ain't take no fucking swim lessons, you know, just seeing different shit, exposing to different shit, trying different shit, realizing that there's different possibilities. My, I guess, philosophy on fatherhood is evolving as I evolve, to be honest with you. So, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, the key is just realizing that there's no one right answer. I mean, because you and I disagree on certain things. It doesn't mean you're right, doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean you're wrong, doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's just difference of opinion. You know, we respect it and go from there. And you know, there's things you can learn from me and have. There's things I can learn from you and have. And I mean, that's just the key right there, is just learning. So basically I can sum it all up from just taking all the information in and filtering what works for me. All right, man. Mister, I have been a father longer than I have been on my own. You, Mr. I am a father of a basketball team.
Yeah, starting
Mr.
five.
Dad, before you were an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us,
It's
man.
me, man.
Teach us, what do you and all of your wisdom of having kids from preschool all the way up to high school graduates and potential Air Force Air Force individuals and
Things and such and
all
stuff.
kind of shit. You got the whole wow. So please school us.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna start from the beginning and bring it all the way up to now.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah,
everybody, y'all better hold on, get your coffee.
You know, when I was young, I never really learned. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like, I learned what I learned. From watching mom and shit not to do, like you mentioned already. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in the same household, so we saw basically the same shit. So
Yeah.
you know, but after Tangy was born, it was no. I didn't read any books. They used to have a show on like TLC called Birthday or some shit. I watched a couple of those, but but all in all, man, it was just really trial and error, asking questions. Mom, what do I do? So it's just really asking questions, trial and error. A lot of it was, mama saying, "Hey, you want to be grown, you want to make this baby, you better figure that shit out," pretty much, without saying so many words. So it was, it was just me doing the best I can with what I had. And as I progressed and my kids grew older, because you never stop learning being a parent. There's so many fucking stages. I'm at the stage where I got to deal with young adults, teenagers, preteen, and I'm just now stopping being a toddler into a little boy. Because once you're 5, you ain't no damn toddler no more. Get your ass up there. Go. You can wipe your own
Shout out
ass.
to the future chef, man.
Yeah, right.
Man, that was so funny.
He said chicken nugs. I was like, God damn it, this boy. Tried to keep it professional, but I said, damn it, this boy. But you got to learn, not just, but from my perspective of being a dad, you can't learn to be too strict, be too rough, be too hard, be too soft. You got to find that medium where they understand that, hey, I'm not your fucking friend, young adults, teenagers, and preteen, but I'm still cool. You can still come talk to me, all that type of stuff. Yeah. And then it's a personality thing. You gotta adjust to their personalities, and then. But the funny part is I'm learning is how much almost all of them have some kind of me in them, and it's so fucking funny, man. Like as I'm learning their personalities, as their personalities change and develop, because every single one of my kids is completely fucking different. I got to come at them with a different approach, and things like that. And honestly, being in the military helped me as far as being a dad, man. The problem solving, the multitasking, the stress, you know what I'm saying? Being under constant fucking stress of being able to keep you fucking cool type shit. Because teenagers will fucking put you through it. Dads out there with teenagers, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Boys is hard-headed. You got to keep them hard-headed ass boys away from your teenage daughter and make sure she ain't fucking up. But to sum all that up myself, man, I haven't learned. I'm still learning. There was nothing I've actually learned like you would go to a class and learn per se. I'm more of a trial by fire kind of guy. So that's pretty much how I learned how to be a dad, and what I didn't want for them, what I went through personally, and starting to see if they're starting to head that direction and lean them away from that direction. And also seeing, people we grew up around taking a certain direction, just putting all that experience and life lessons and all that shit into a little melting pot, man, and calling that shit being a parent. That's pretty much it. Damn, that was pretty good.
That was all right. It was good. It was good. I mean, you've had, almost 20 years of experience. I mean, 2 decades. I mean, that's the career for some,
It is.
That's a lot. That's a lot of shit for some, that's, yes. You can say you're professional. You damn sure got your 10,000 hours of being a dad.
And I will say I love it. I wouldn't change a single fucking moment, a single thing, a single heartache, a single headache, a single smile, laugh, cry. I wouldn't change not a single thing. I wouldn't change when I tried to make tacos and all I had was hamburger meat and seasoning salt. and I thought that was gonna make tacos. And Dre said, "Bleh." I was like, oh fuck. And
You could have did it, but your ass couldn't cook that good.
And not putting diapers on all the way, so the piss or maybe shit sometimes slides out the side a little bit.
See, that's the kind of shit you could have got from a class.
It's okay, man. That's what makes for good stories, man. That's what makes for good stories.
And that's so funny because it's so what's the word I want? So such a good illustration of who we are and how we are as parents.
Yeah, most definitely.
I made sure I took a class. I could consume all the information I could. Yeah, and you're like, fuck it, let's just see what happens.
Hey, man, that shit is fun to me, man. I love it, man.
I mean, some shit, but
all of it. It pisses you off at the moment, but it's all about the stories and the experience for me, man. I could say I never got pissed on. I could say that one. I thought Kevion didn't like me when he was a baby because he wouldn't fuck with me at all until he was like 4 months, man. And then Tangie was a fucking crybaby until she was like 4, 5, 6 months because she had colic, I guess. Yeah. Shania was a good baby, but I went to the army before she could talk. So after basic, she said, "Hi, Daddy." I said, "What the fuck?" Oh shit, she's talking. And Keontae, he just, I missed a lot of those milestones because I was deployed at the beginning, but caught right back up. And like I said, like their personalities are so different, but it's so funny because every single one of their personalities makes up me by myself. Yeah. That's fucking scary. It's fuck. Like, I'm like a schizo. But, right. But because every one of their personalities.
No, but it's true. Knowing your kids is definitely true.
Yeah. I fucking love it, man. Just to sit there and have a conversation with all my kids. And we used to, they come for the summer. We all eat at the dinner table and just laugh and chop it up because they silly as hell. Now that they're older, and you could kind of talk to them a little less, you know what I'm saying?
It's like that moment when we grew up from the kids' table. Yeah. And he was like, oh shit, it's a whole different world out here.
Yeah. And then, I was talking to Tangie yesterday and just her telling about what she got going on. I'm like, damn, my daughters sound like a real fucking adult out here. Like, I don't know whether to be proud or cry right now. It's
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. But it is an awesome feeling because, and not just me, but their moms too. Shout out to Janae K. Shout out to Tasha. Because, they did what they had to do from a mom's point. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I got to do from a dad's point. And it all worked. We're all still fucking learning shit together. And it's a beautiful fucking thing, man. Love my kids, man. Hey, ain't nothing more important to me than my kids, man.
Yeah. I joke all the time. I'll be like, yeah, I'm the backup parent or the side parent is what I say. Because like when it's me and Lamar at the house, man, that's my buddy. He's chilling. He's crawling up in the recliner to sit with me. And he's like kicking his feet out so I can put the footrest part up. Then let that door open. He gonna jump out like, no, I wouldn't sit with him. I wasn't with him at all.
Man, they gotta play that role when mommy comes back, man. No, I wasn't being cool.
Right. I'll be cooling. And then like when it's time to put him to bed, like he'll be happy. Because he's like, all right, I'm going with mommy. So it's just funny to see. But then Simone was just like, hey, it's whatever. And yeah, she's like me on certain levels times 11. Yeah. I mean,
I can see it.
Sometimes it's scary. And then she's got Kim in her too, times 11. So that's going to be interesting to watch her grow up. And then this boy, he's going to be interesting too. Because he's going to be different from Simone.
Man, I can't wait.
Smart as hell, though. Smart as hell. Strong as hell, too. Yeah, so he gonna be an interesting combination.
While you going to honors days, I'm gonna be that that intoxicated uncle. That's right, nephew. He's spilling shit out them words. Let's go. Yeah. Kevin, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah. But it won't just be me. It'll be me and all my grown kids. Well, I'll be there doing this. And grandkids, because within the next, I say 5 to 10 years, I'm probably gonna be a granddad, man. Honestly.
Oh man.
And that's crazy, right?
That's gonna be funny.
That's crazy. That's gonna be a whole nother podcast.
Little granddad. Yeah. we gonna have a whole thing about that.
Little granddad. Huh? Just to kind of teeter a little bit off of it, but I'm actually proud of our people, well, not just our people, but men in general, because a lot of men now compared to 90s, 80s, 70s or whatever, we're actually
Yeah.
stepping up in, we know what I'm saying, we want that father role. We got to have it. Like, we're involved. We go to fucking recitals. We're at fucking tea parties, basketball games, throwing footballs, Chuck E. Cheese, fucking, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, man. And it's fucking beautiful, man. Like, I never understood how a man could just abandon his kids like that.
I
I don't
know.
give a fuck what the mom says, does, needs, whatever. Kiss my ass. My kids was what fucking important, man. And I've never understood that, man. Even, growing up, it was confusing, and it's still confusing. That's neither here nor there, man. I just want to shout out to all the good dads out there.
Oh,
We all
definitely.
learning together, fellas. We all learning together.
Hey, and it's more resources now than there ever was. I mean, there's resources, there's groups. One, is it Melanated Dad? This is another group too. They used to have lives on Mondays that I've been meaning to get on to, but I would always miss them. But it's so many resources out there. You just realize, dads out there, experienced dads, new dads, you're not by yourself.
Yep.
And there's, I guarantee somebody's been through or is going through right now exactly what you're going through. So don't think you gotta be by yourself out there.
Oh yeah, I talked to some of the older guys that got grown up kids now. What was your process when they hit like 16, 17? Oh, your son was hard headed too. Well, what did you do? Oh, your daughter was being hard headed. What did you do? And you can take some of that. You can take what you want to take, leave what you want to leave. You know what I'm saying? And then just skin the fat of it, if you will, and get to the fucking meat. Pick out what you want and develop your own strategy. Because, like we said already, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. Long as you ain't abusing your kid, and then there's no fucking wrong way. As long as you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, just as long as they're safe and protected. So.
Oh yeah, keep learning, keep pushing, learn with them. Don't just let send them to school so the school can raise them, or let the tablet and the phone and the video game raise them. Just interact so you can learn who your child is, so you can adapt, because you're going to constantly fucking adapt. All right, guys, it's that time again. You know what I'm saying? Some people in this world still think we're living in like the 40s or the 50s or some shit, where the mom is supposed to be at home with the kids. The dad goes out, brings home the bread and butter and meat and potatoes. So, what you think, man? Should dads help with the kids, or should you just, I work all fucking day, I ain't doing shit?
Yeah, you should help. I mean, because I think in the situation where we are now, I mean, back then, I mean, where families could make it easily on a single income, where, the husband's working and providing for the household and all that shit. And then, the wife is taking care of the house and stuff like that. It's a little more understandable. However, I mean, that's just a job. And, they're going to need a break sometimes too. And even I'm talking about in the past. And, you shouldn't just be sitting down and, take a few minutes of yourself to decompress. But then, getting them kids' lives. That's what they're going to remember. Help them with their homework. Help make their food. Do shit like that. Help put them to bed. Help get them ready for bed. All that shit. They'll appreciate that. And today, I mean, most families, both parents work. So, it's kind of assholeish of you to be like, I'm the man of the house. I should be able to sit down and scratch my ass because I didn't work all day. Well, 9 times out of 10, your wife done worked all day too. So she just as tired as your ass is. So you gotta suck it up and do that shit together. And I get, and there's corners of the YouTubes out here that's like, no, they need to know their roles and understand what they're supposed to be doing and all that shit. And are you married? I asked.
So they ain't getting no pussy now.
I mean, they might be, but see, that's the thing. They might be, because I mean, quite frankly, that's not hard to do. I mean, think about it. It's really not hard to do, but to get somebody that's really worth it to be married to, that's harder. That's a challenge.
Oh yeah.
And so they say all that because they have this stupid idea of how things should be. And I mean, it's like the thing where it's like, they talk about like men should lead the household and women won't let men lead and all that shit and yada yada yada. But if you aren't equipping yourself to be able to lead, you can't you can't lead. You can't expect to be called a leader just because you got a twig and two berries or whatever the case may be. That shit just don't instantly ordain you as a leader of the household. Um, I was going to say also that you have to earn it, and even like in industry, if you're in any kind of leadership in industry, 9 times out of 10 you're leading from the front, meaning, and you're in the military, you're a soldier. You wouldn't have your soldiers do something that you wouldn't do yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So conversely, if you're trying to lead the household, you should be right there in the thick of it. If your kids got a shitty diaper, you need to be right in there changing that shit too. If you're, I mean, if your kids are hungry, get them something. The shit that is crazy though is my kids will walk right past me and go to their mama, and I'd be like, well, damn, I could have got it, and then I'd be feeling bad because Kim walks in and she's gonna get them whatever they need, and I'm oblivious. I'm like, well, damn, and I'd be like, yo, I was right here. I could have got you your applesauce packet. I
Yeah,
mean,
but we don't even be knowing, man. We don't even know what the damn kids be up to when they do that shit. They'll
I
just walk
know.
right past you like like you're a fucking stranger.
Mm-hmm. I say I'm the side parent. That's what I say all the time because it don't even matter. I will make their dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mommy, can I have a drink?
I cook, bruv.
So I honestly feel that yes, dad should help.
Indeed.
It should be a partnership. Now, if it's a situation where you are the sole breadwinner at a house, you should still help. But you do earn the right to take some time to yourself to kind of deprogram after you get off work, because sometimes work can be special, can be difficult. However, if you do that shit, if you both working and you both need it, then you do things together to make the load lighter on both of you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have that one person having to take all the slack. And just in my household, when I be having the back pains and shit, Kim be having to do that shit, and I know it's hard. So you know, could you imagine like somebody having to do that shit day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out? Shit ain't right, man. That
Yeah.
ain't fair. When you sitting your sorry ass there scratching your ass, man, help out. Shit. What do you think, man?
Hell no, we ain't helping with them damn kids. We did all the work to put them in there, and we're gonna go get this non bullshit completely and
Cancel.
fucking utterly, ladies and gentlemen. I want to seriously start by saying to you ladies who do that shit, man, who's working or not working, and you're up with the kids all the way till it's time for them to go to fucking bed, whether you
Yeah, man.
sick, whether you broken, whether you just dog dead tired, whether you depressed, whether you mad, whatever the fuck it is, you still moving. Y'all got
Yeah.
fucking superpowers, bro. I don't see how y'all fucking do it. But and the brothers too, because there's some single brothers out there that's doing the same shit. Shout out to all of y'all that's getting it in like that, man. And as my brother's Ash falls on the mic, shout out to all y'all that's getting it in with these kids, man. And I'm so appreciative of the wife I have, because not only for the two boys that we have together, but she's also been there for my older three, and she's been grinding ever since. And hell yeah, I'm gonna help with my goddamn kids, man. Some people don't, some men don't feel obligated. I feel obligated, honored, and fucking privileged to be
Mm-hmm.
motherfucking helping with my kids, man. From
That's
Tangy,
real.
from when she was
That's
fucking
real.
born, learning how to change diapers. I remember when I had to learn how to change the diaper in the hospital, I got irritated with mom and them because I was the motherfucker doing it wrong, and they was trying to show me how to do it. And I remember I got pissed off. Mama, if you watching, I'm pretty sure you remember that. But
Well, that first diaper change is a bitch, ain't it?
man, shit. I ain't go to no classes or nothing. It was all hard knocks, goddamn.
It don't matter. I went to the classes.
It still didn't.
I remember that shit vividly, bro.
But hell yeah, man, dad should definitely fucking help, man. You play a role in your daughter's lives just as much as you play a role in your son's lives. For your daughters, you setting that fucking standard. I've said it before. For your daughters, you're setting that standard what a man should be, what a man should be doing, what they should look for when it's time for them to get married and be serious about somebody of the opposite sex. Unless you kill them first, fellas. I feel you. And for the boys, it's the same concept. You know what I'm saying? Showing them what a man should be in a household. You shouldn't be this ruling fucking tyrant in your motherfucking house, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You should be the fucking leader, yes, I still feel like we should be the fucking leaders. I mean, I know you're co-leader and everything like that,
It was bothering me.
which is slow fucking white.
It was one piece of ash, man,
Which is,
pissing me off.
he tried to creep, nigga. We see you. We see you.
People see me.
Fuck.
I see you.
But
It was pissing me off. I was trying to wait, but it's getting on damn nerves. Sorry about that.
I digress. But you know, for these little boys, man, you know, and I got 3 of them, you know, and all 3 of them look up to me in some form or fashion, even when they're teenagers and start feeling their fucking self. It's still
metaphorically look up to you.
Yeah, Mr. Joke guy tonight. But you know, it's definitely important because they see it. Daddy's in the fight, you know, and daddy's with me. It's sometimes I don't do it every time because I do got to get up and go to work in the morning. But there's sometimes where I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get Kevin on, just go to fucking work early. I'm gonna make sure I get him off the bus if Janeke is working on a project or something like that. I make sure I get Keontae right if Keontae needs some shit. If she tired of dealing with them, just period, I'm like, y'all sit the fuck down somewhere and shut the hell up. And you know, it was the same thing when I was with Tasha, with Tandra, and Shania. I was there when she was at work. I was there making sure they had breakfast, making sure they had lunch, cleaning up the house, all this other shit. Then I go to work, you know what I'm saying? And she does whatever the fuck it is she did. And, you know, taking them to school and everything like that and being there for their school functions and shit like that. Appointments is another fucking thing because a lot of dudes like, I ain't going to no goddamn appointments.
Right.
I go to these appointments not just to get out of work, but sometimes, like when we go to the dentist, we like to schedule both of the boys at the same time. So I'm not finna leave her to deal with both of the boys at the same time. She gotta do this shit while she at the fucking dentist office. Hell no, I'm gonna be in a motherfucking fight.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that way you know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times it's like my wife. I don't know if Kim's the same way, but they won't say a goddamn thing. They'll just keep fucking moving, won't let you in the fucking fight. You gotta actually get in the fucking fight. God damn it. Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and goddamn do it. I know I got a bad habit of, hey babe, you need something? No? All right, cool. But you know, there's sometimes I'm like, you know what, just sit down, shut the fuck up. I got it. Like last weekend, you know what I'm saying? I said, you chill, you went grocery shopping on Saturday. I fucked off on Saturday. So Sunday, you gonna fuck off, and me and the boys cleaned the entire motherfucking house and I ordered pizza, man. You know what I'm saying? Like simple shit like that is definitely helping out, and it goes a long way in a relationship with your kids as well as the relationship with your spouse, man. That shit definitely goes a long way. You get respect from fucking both. Prime example, Kevin, I was asking where the hell I was at because he ain't used to coming home from school and I ain't here yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't be at work all goddamn day. We don't play those goddamn games. Well, where's daddy? You know what I'm saying? Like, where the fuck is he at? And he gets a kick out of when I pick him, when I'm there, when he gets off the fucking bus. He run off the bus, give me a big ass hug, run in the house, or sometimes I chase after his ass, he laugh. I mean, just simple shit like that, man, from you know, cleaning and cooking to just simply playing with your kids and interacting with them and letting them leave your wife alone so she can do what the fuck she do, or your husband, or whatever you got going on in your fucking life. But we talking about dads right now. I know women can be dads too or whatever the fuck, but we're gonna leave that where that's at. But yeah, definitely, man. Help with the kids. That's all I got.
Yep, definitely agree with that, man. Those good points, man. I don't really have anything to add to that, so good shit.
Whoa.
I mean, you've been doing it for, you know, 7
almost 20 years.
You've been doing it for damn ever, so I mean,
almost 20 goddamn years.
You got adult kids, you got elementary school kids, you got all the kids. Yep. So yeah, I'm sure you've seen it. So that's good.
Next year it's gonna be high school, middle, and elementary school.
Yeah, man. So let us know what you guys think. What do you all think? Should dads help out with the kids? What have you seen? Yep. What would you like to see? That'd be good to hear too.
And if you don't agree with dads helping out with the kids, tell me why, you selfish some of my bitches.
I won't go straight selfish yet, but have a good reason. Don't come with no fuckery in the comments.
No, I feel like if I take a shit, then I'm supposed to sit down because I'm tired.
I ain't changing no diapers.
Yeah, fuck that. That shit, it makes me gag every time I go to the diapers. So, hack, because you a bitch. I'm sorry. I digress. Moving on.
All right, man. So a couple days ago, I was talking to Lamar, and I gave him a hug and told him I love him, and he smiled and gave me a kiss on the cheek. And I was trying to remember a situation like that growing up, or if people would do stuff like that growing up. And so, remember, there was a clip too on Instagram a while back where the dude was like asking his grandfather or some shit to give him a hug, and he was like, "I ain't giving you no damn hug. They got my OG."
I
And
think I
so
seen.
you probably seen it. And so I got to thinking about that, and I was like, how do you feel about like showing your son affection as a father?
Honestly, man, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I mean, yeah, the way I do my sons, it's a fine line between being a strong male and doing some affection type shit. But I make sure my sons know that yeah, your daddy love you, daddy got your back. I hug shit. Dre's 18, I still hug his punk ass. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as like kissing on the cheek and stuff like that, that stops about four for me. Like that's over with. And once you hit about 11, 12, the sitting up under me shit, yeah, that shit's over with too. But as far as actually saying, hey man, I love you, hugging you and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Wrap my arm around their ass while we walking and just shooting shit, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what dad did.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and
But see, what's
as
funny is he didn't always do that
no,
until much later.
yeah, yeah. And honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with it. A lot of dudes, well, hell no, man, my son ain't gonna be on no.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I was just gonna say fucking to say it because I normally fucking to say it, but trying to be good. We're gonna be monetized with that. But
right.
they just be like, no, man, that's some soft shit right there. You ain't doing it. No, fuck that, man. My son needs to know that his dad is still a tough guy, and I will
Mm-hmm.
fuck you up. But you need to know that I love you, other than just words, man. Because especially the way my children are, words really don't mean shit. Really, I mean, you got to really show and prove with my children. So, um, showing them affection is a definite yeah. Like like even Kevion, he's still at that age where he can lay on my shoulder or some shit like that while we're watching TV for a little while. But Keontae, I kind of get your motherfucking ass, get your big ass off me, man. He did the shit yesterday. We was watching the movie, man. Silly ass boy. I said, get your ass off me, boy. But dad, I love you. I love you too, man. Get your ass off me if I choke you out. But shit like that, man. Then there's different kinds of affection, like the rustling, the tickling, and shit like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's way more than just that sentimental kind of affection, especially with my sons. Like every time I see Kevin Drake, he'll bump my shoulder, I'll push his ass into the wall type shit, and we wrestle just a little bit, man. That's our affection, Keep me
Mm-hmm.
and Keontae, Keontae talk shit or slap my shoulder or something, then I yoke his ass up or something like that. Kevion hit me and run. I mean, we just different levels of affection. Just depends on your dynamic with your son, really. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really mine, man. We could be, just a real chill, gentle type affection, or we could be shooting shit, talking shit, roasting each other kind of affection, man. That's just how my dynamic with my sons are, man. But how about you, man? Because the LJ is a trip.
Yeah, the dude's a mess. I think it just depends, man. Like, I think you get so, not me personally, but people get so caught up on not wanting their son to be soft or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be. And it's like you spend so much time on that, you know, you end up having children, or, as they grow up, they don't know how to show affection,
Mm-hmm.
be it, to their kids or to their significant others, or, if, shit gets bad and, like, let's say, like, your parent gets sick, you don't know what to do. You never hugged them before, so you don't
Yeah.
want to hug them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do. You just sit around looking stupid. So, I mean, I think you have to work on that. And I mean, I don't mind, like, I mean, because in other cultures, people kiss their kids on the cheek. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it just, I think it depends on the dynamic of the family and whatever y'all agree with. Like you said, like some people would see roasting as, oh my gosh, that is so mean. Why would you do that? That's just gonna mess up their psyche and their self-esteem. But if y'all all laughing and joking and it's a
Mm-hmm.
good time, I mean, that's
You've been
really
in the
what
car with
matters.
me and Dre talking shit.
Yes, I have. I have. We all have been talking together. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and like you said, a good point that you hit on is that affection takes many forms. Like when people think affection, they think of like hugs and kisses and,
Mm-hmm.
touch. It's time too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, um, if your son asks you or your daughter asks you, well, we're talking sons today, so we'll just stick with sons. But if your son's like, "Hey, can we play?" and you're like, fuck, I don't really want to, but that's my boy. So I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and we gonna play dinosaurs real quick.
Mhm.
And I mean that's what it's about. I mean that time, that energy to show, like you were saying, showing that you care and showing how you feel about them, so they know that they have that support system. They know that as they get older, they can trust you, they can rely on you, they can come to you with anything. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily have that fear relationship or that adversarial relationship or whatever. I mean, I
Mhm.
expect as he gets older and he gets taller and bigger, he may try to push his boundaries, and I may have to introduce him to leverage and angles and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
that's fine. We
Yeah.
can do that. Shout out to Tyler; he had to learn that. Um,
I mean, they're gonna try. It's the nature of the beast.
yeah. hmm But I mean, I think too. I think it's also how your sons see you in affection with like your wife too. You know what I'm saying? Like not only how you show affection to them, but also how you show affection to other people. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like if you don't ever see your parents kissing, or you don't ever see them hugging or holding hands or anything like that, I think you ultimately want them to be able to express themselves, but you don't want them to be like distraught and emotional wreck at any negative instance. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
sometimes, yes, it sucks. You're gonna wallow in that suck, but then sometimes you gotta button that shit up and let's get to work.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like giving them that support and showing them that affection, it really all kind of like comes together for them as they get older. And I say this because I have a 3-year-old right now, so we'll see what happens when he's 6, 9,
Mhm.
12, 4, and so forth and so on. He still has to sit with me, and I mean every time it's gonna end up painful because his little ass can't sit still, but I still enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah. Because eventually, man, you're gonna miss it.
Yep, and
You're
I
gonna
was
miss
thinking
it.
about that too. Yeah.
Eventually, gonna miss it. We go to Augusta, and when Dre was younger, for example, uh, we come in town, and he's pew, daddy, daddy, go
Mm-hmm.
with daddy, go with daddy. Now it's, hey man, I see you. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow or something. I don't know. I gotta work. So it's just like, well, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll see him, maybe I won't, man. That took
Right.
some getting used to. And then, Keontae's in that stage where he's trying to feel himself out just a little bit. So he's kind of
Mm-hmm.
off on his own stroll. Kevion is still there depending on his mood. But he's that them boys of mine have always been like really, really like independent type kids. So they kind of just on their own fucking stroll like they dads, man. And then
See,
something that you
Kevion is the one that'll mess around and have a prank channel, and his ass come out the bathroom shooting you with a Nerf gun or something.
Yeah. I should tell him to do it, but not prank me, of course, because get your ass beat on your own channel. That's at your own risk. Yeah. God damn it. But like that affection thing was like is like some real shit, man. Because when it came to like showing feelings and emotions and all
Mm-hmm.
that other shit, man, we didn't know how to do that, man. The
Yeah,
the the
definitely had to
culture,
learn it.
the culture we grew up in at that time, and the dynamic and all this other shit that we had going on. We grew up at that time. It really didn't. There was really no room for that. There was really nobody showing you what affection looks like. This is more something that we had to learn from trial and error, and being that we've learned it, and we keeping our kids from going through the same thing where they breaking these little emotional and affection type barriers help them with their relationships with their own kids, relationships with their spouses, hell, relationships with us as we fucking get older. Because my kids are gonna be at the point where they could say, "Hey, Dad, this is fucked up. This girl broke my heart, or this
Mm-hmm.
dude did me dirty. Okay, daughter, I'm coming to kill him soon." Um, but, but I mean, that's just some real shit we didn't learn growing up, man. And it's important, especially for our sons, to know it, because as a leader in the house, you're not just a breadwinner and a protector, man. You got to be that emotional support for the whole fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to deal with different levels of shit in the house because there's so many personalities, depending on how many people you got in your fucking house. But there's so many
Yeah.
different personalities that you got to deal with and navigate through, and you got to be that leader to be there for people emotionally as well. So that's where that affection comes. Perfect.